Tirth, say Namokar mantra.
Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayaryanam, Namo Vajayanam,
Kiara, sit
Namo
nice.
Loe Savasahunam, Eso Panchanamo Yaro, Sava Pavapanasano, Manglarancha Savesim, Padamam Hui Mangalam, Padamam Hui Mangalam.
Okay, Kiara, when somebody is saying the prayer, don't lean like that, okay? Look at the way how Briella is sitting and how Moksha is sitting very straight. So that's how you should sit. Sit straight, Kiara. Good girl. Fine. Okay, Mokshtuti, open the book. Okay. Who remembers the samanya goon? Astitva. Let's see how many of you remember. Try, Briella.
Astitva, Vastutva, Dravyatva, Pramyatva,
Good.
and
Aguru lagutva.
Guru.
Bol tanashe. Aguru
Aguru Lagutva.
lagutva. Very good. And last one, prameyatva. Unmute and speak.
Pramayatva.
Good. Again, one more time.
Pramayatva.
Good. Bol Tirth. Samanya gun. And then Fiona will say where these are found.
Miss,
Bol.
I don't know then.
It's okay, try. Astitva. Repeat after me. Kiara, say it in your mind. Astitva.
Astitva.
Kiara, speak in your mind. Mokshtuti, turn on your video. Astitva, then Kiara, Vastutva.
Vastutva.
Kiara, speak in your mind. Speak in your mind. Speak, okay? So that you get it. Next, Astitva, Vastutva, Dravyatva.
Dravyatva.
Aguru Lagutva.
Aguru Lagutva.
Good. Prameyatva.
Prameyatva.
And Pradeshatva.
Pradeshatva.
Pachu. Pradesh Atva.
Pradesh Atva.
Pachu ball. One more time so that Kiara, you speak with Briella because Briella knows most of them. Speak, Tirth. Astitva.
Astitva.
Vastutva.
Vastutva.
Vastutva pa Dravyatva.
Dravyatva.
Aguru Lagutva.
Aguru Lagutva.
Prameyatva.
Prameyatva.
Pradeshatva.
Pradeshatva.
Kiara, you didn't speak. Briella was speaking in her mind. One more time. Now Kiara will speak. And Tirth, you speak in your mind. એટલે તારા બી બધાય પાકા થાતા થાય. બોલ, Kiara, Astitva.
Astitva.
Vastutva.
Vastutva.
Shruti, also you speak in your mind. Astitva, Vastutva, Dravyatva.
Dravyatva.
Good girl. Aguru Lagutva. Bol, Aguru Lagutva.
Guru Lugutva.
A guru, say a guru.
A Guru
Laghu
Lagu
twa.
Tva.
Pachu, a guru.
A Guru
Laghu
Lagu Tva.
twa.
Tva.
Pachu, a guru.
A Guru
Laghutwa.
Lagu Tva.
હવે બોલ a guru laghutwa.
A Guru Lagutva.
Laghutwa. Pradeshatva.
Prachvatva. Pradeshvatva.
Yeah, you almost got it. Pradesh atva.
Pradesh Atva.
Very good. Pradeshatva pachi prameyatva.
Prametva.
Okay, now Tirth, it is your homework to teach Parshva these 6 names. Okay, now Stuti, turn on the book. Let's start now with the book. Okay, go a little bit up to question number 8. Okay, so now let's see who can raise their hand first, because this is an easy question. These six attributes that we said, astitva, vastutva, dravyatva, prameyatva, aguru, lagutva, and pradeshatva, they are found in which substance or in which substances? Quickly raise your hand. Let's see. Yes, Moksh raised his hand first. Ball Moksh fast. Unmute.
It is all the 6 substances because they're the common attribute.
Very good, good, perfect answer. It is found in all 6 substances. Why? He also gave the answer why. Because they are common in all 6 substances. Kiara, did you understand? What are the names of the 6 substances, Kiara? Kiara, quick, don't waste time. Unmute.
Dravya.
Ha bol, cha dravya na naam bol. Jeev,
Jeev, Utkal, Tamastikal, Atamastikal, Akash and Kal.
so astitva, vastutva, dravyatva, prameyatva, guru, lagutva, and pradeshatva are found in which one substance or in which more than one substance? How many substances is it found in, Kiara?
All.
All meaning speak all of them.
Jeev and Jeev, Utkal, Tamastikal, Atamastikal, Akash and Kal.
Okay, Fiona, it is your homework to practice with her these 6 names. So even because today I've not asked you these 6 names. And also Kiara is not speaking it. She's speaking 90% correct. There are very, very small mistakes. So Fiona, you have to speak with her. Briella, you join them. And you have to remind Kiara that these 6 attributes are found in all 6 substances. Tirth, is this clear? I think it is clear to you, but are you sure it is clear? Yeah, okay, very good. Now, what is the meaning of astitva? What is the meaning of so let's go to question number 9, and then we do all of them, then we do something new today after this. Okay, let's read. Who will read? Stuti can read number 9.
Right. Define existence attribute astitva. That potentiality or quality by virtue of which the substance is never destroyed and also never be created by anyone is called existence attribute.
Good. It's called existence attribute. 1 second. So the substance can never be destroyed and it can never be created. It can never be destroyed, and it can never, ever, ever be created. Okay, so is Jeev created? No. Is Pudgal created? No. Dharmastikai? No. Dharmastikai? No. Akash? No. Kal? No. And yeah, okay, I said all six. Fine. So all six substances cannot be created and they cannot be destroyed. Tirth, is this clear? Why cannot they be created or destroyed? What is the reason? Because of Tirth. Bol, Tirth, unmute fast. Bol.
A substance can never be destroyed or created because it has an existence attribute.
Very good, because it has got astitva gun. Bol, because it has got astitva gun.
Because it's called astitva goon.
No, because it has got. Because it has got astitva gun, not because, I don't know what word you used, but it was a different word.
Because it has got astitva goon.
Very good, because it has got astitva gun. Kiara, why can't a substance be created or destroyed? Because of Briella, don't help. And like Jatat Vicharvat. Speak.
Atita Gun.
Because of astitva gun. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. The next one is not difficult, but you have to just pay a little attention. What is vastutva gun? What is the function? Okay, now let me ask you a question. Now it'll become easy for you when I ask you this. Let's see who can raise their hand first. Fiona, you don't need to write everything. What I'll do, I will send you this book. Okay. Stuti, do me one favor. Just send me this book. Then I will send it to Fiana's mom again. Okay, fine. It's okay. Don't do it now. Later on. Okay. So okay. Now let me ask you a question. What is the function of a vase? What is the function? What is the function of a vase? Let's see who is the smartest. Yes, Fiana. Unmute. We can't hear you.
To hold fluid or yeah.
Exactly, to hold flowers, not fluid. I mean, obviously not fluid, but flowers. Okay, what is the function of a cooker? What is the function of a cooker? Moksh.
It creates pressure so that your rice can be baked.
Exactly. Okay, fine. You were talking about pressure cooker, but I was talking about like a. Okay, no problem. Your answer is correct. Okay, so the function of a pressure cooker is to cook. As simple as that, isn't it? Is to cook. For example, the dal which you put in the pressure cooker will be raw, and when maybe after 4 or 5 whistles, it will be cooked. So, Moksh, the function of a pressure cooker is to cook. Now, what is the function of a teacher? Greet. What is the function of a teacher?
To teach.
To teach. Simple as that. What is the function of a student? Tirth.
To learn.
To learn. Very good. What is the function of a mobile phone? The main function. Obviously, there's so many functions, but what is the main function of a mobile phone? Kiara.
Take photos. Takes photos.
No, that's not the main function. The main function is to talk, isn't it? To make a phone call. I mean, obviously, to take photos is one of the other functions, but the main function is to make a call. Now, next question, and like the last question. Okay, what is the function of a calendar? Neat.
To like know the day.
To know the dates, exactly, to know the days and the dates. Like, for example, you want to plan something, you will look at the calendar to look at the days and the dates. Okay, so we were talking about the 6 common attributes. Kritanit, you were late. You are not supposed to be late like this. Even like I called Kreet earlier to tell you the class is at 4:30. Now look, we have to repeat because of you, and then we'll waste 5 minutes. Now, in question number 8, it is asking how many common attributes are there. Now, listen, Kreet and Neet. The common attributes are found in all 6 substances: Jeev, Pudgal, Dharmastikai, Adharmastikai, Akash, and Kal. Now, what are these Gun? These 6 common attributes, the Gun ji che, they are found in all 6. Kiara, listen, because see, you have not yet got it. Fiona, Briella have most part of it, they've got it. Okay, so now Kiara, you listen. Okay, there are infinite, upper, they are writing, there are infinite common attributes. Stuti, it's not that there are only 6 common attributes, Moksh. There are infinite common attributes, but they've picked over here 6. Now, these 6 are found in all 6 substances. Astitva, which means existence, meaning, look at number 9 very quickly. A substance can never be created or destroyed. This one, like Kreet knows very well, because in the Wheel of Fortune, he answered the question that when a person dies, the body first becomes into ash. I mean, first it is burnt and then it becomes into ash. The ash becomes into soil. The soil becomes into a plant. The plant becomes into a fruit, etc., etc., etc. So Pudgal, he gave the example of Pudgal. Pudgal can never be created or destroyed. Now, it is talking about all 6 substances, Astitva Gun. Astitva Gun is talking about all 6 substances. For example, let's take Neet as an example. Neet's soul cannot be created or destroyed. In this life, he might be living for, say, 90 years. Let's take the example of Queen Elizabeth II. Everybody knows she passed away on 8th of September, right? Everybody knows this. Raise your hand if you know this. Like most of us know this. Now, she was at the age of 96. What are they going to do to her body? What are they going to do to our body when we die? We are going to, as Indians, we will burn our body. And for maybe other communities, they put the body in the ground, right? So both ways. But what happens to the soul, Neet? The soul cannot, can it be created or like destroyed? Now, Queen Elizabeth, where do you think she will go? She can go to heavenly being, any of the four gatis. Like, for example, all of us can go to any of the 4 gatis. When we die, we go to any of the 4 gatis. So can the soul, Kiara, if I'm fast, you just raise your hand, okay? Because all these other children know about this. But in case if I'm fast for you, you just raise your hand. So I understand that this is a bit fast for you. Okay, so Neet. When no soul can be created or destroyed, dharmastikai cannot be created or destroyed. Adharmastikai cannot be created or destroyed. Akash, meaning space, cannot be created or destroyed. Kal, meaning time, cannot be created or destroyed. Why? Why? Because it has got astitva gun. It has got astitva gun. This is the main point, Moksh. Moksh, we are repeating for you to understand what you have not understood. You have understood maybe 80%, but the 20%, something somewhere where you have not understood, we have to do it again. Okay, so listen to it. Don't get bored, because one day you will, all these concepts will be so clear that the jigsaw puzzle will start to fit. Okay, the jigsaw puzzle will start to fit. Now, Veer, look, you are also late. So you must not be late like this, because you know when you miss out on something, you miss out, which is not good for you. But what is worse for the other children, we have to repeat and repeat and repeat, which is not fair on them, Veer. Okay, so you must remember Saturday 4:30. Anyway, you are a good boy to always time upar javas, but you must remember Saturday 4:28 you come online. Okay, fine. Now, we were talking about the 6 common attributes. Now, read number 8 quickly, Veer, by yourself. Quickly, I'll just give you about half a minute.
Miss, I can't see the screen.
Oh, you can't see the screen. Now, there are infinite common attributes found in all 6 substances. They are found in all 6 substances. However, here they've mentioned 6. So I'm not sure why you can't see the screen, but just try something if you can see it. Astitva is the first one, which we talked about. No substance can be created or destroyed. Now let's move on to the second one, which is Vastutva. Now, what is the function? Let's ask only one question. What is the function of a chair? Who can answer? Neet, Kreet, or Veer? One of you answer. Kreet, fast, answer. To sit on. Very good. The function of a chair is to sit on. Now let's see. Now Vastutva means the function. What is the function of soul? What is the function of Pudgal? What is the function of Dharmastikai? What is the function of Adharmastikai Moksh? What is the function of Akash and Kal? Okay, so now Veer, now can you see the screen? No, not yet. Okay, Neet, can you see the screen? If you can, read number 10 very fast, unmute.
Define functionality attributes, vastutva, that potentially or quality by virtue of which the substance performs its own specific function, useful action, is called functionality attribute. For example, the specific function of a jar is to hold water.
Who hasn't understood? Raise your hand. Who hasn't understood? What is the function of a jar? What is the function of a jug, for example? Yes, Briella.
To hold something to drink.
Very good. To hold something to drink. Okay, very good. To hold something to drink. Now, what is the function? Let's see who has understood. Kiara, try. Okay, Kiara, don't give up. Kiara is a very smart girl. Okay, what is the function? What is the function of a soul? Who can think and answer? Raise your hand.
For knowledge.
Very good. Who spoke?
Kiara.
Kiara spoke. Very good, Kiara. The function of a soul is to give knowledge. What is the function of, what is the function? This is so easy. What is the function of Akash, space? Fiana.
So you have space?
No, to give space, isn't it? To give, where are we all staying? Jeev, Pudgal, Dharmastika,
In space?
Yeah, exactly. We like to give space. Now, what is the function of time? Raise your hand. Veer, pay attention. What is the function of time? Raise your hand. Stuti.
To provide time.
Exactly. To like provide time, isn't it? To like tell us it is 4:35. It is 4:37. It is now 5 o'clock. To like make us aware of time. Okay, one more question. What is the function? Okay, I've already asked this before, so it is for just Neet, Kreet, and for Veer. What is the function, the main function? What is the main function of a mobile phone? Bol, Neet.
To call someone.
Very good. To call somebody. That is the main function of a. So now have you understood what is Vastutva? So what is the Vastutva of a mobile phone? Or wait, let me say it again. The function of a mobile phone, the function of a mobile phone is to call. Why is this? Because of, let's see who can answer. Moksh. Bol.
Because it was formed in a way, it what do you say, it transformed in a way.
No, don't make so many stories. Okay, the function of a mobile phone is to call because of Vastutva Gun. Because of Vastutva Gun, isn't it? Moksh, have you understood or you have not understood? Not completely. You have not completely understood. Let me give you another example. Okay, what is the function of a pencil? Tirth, what is the function of a pencil?
To write.
To write. Now we are in like Veer, in like comprehension. Remember, like, you know, in school they ask us, they like change the word so that the statement is the reverse, isn't it? Like in like comprehension class, how many of you have done this in school? All of us have done this in school, that they put a statement but then they reverse it so that you have to write the sentence in another way. So now the statement, what Tirth has said, that the function of a pencil is to write because of vastutva gun. Now I'm asking you this statement. Now I'm changing the statement, what we have learned in like comprehension class. The pencil can write because it has ball, Briella.
Vastutva.
Preet, Nid, Veer, why aren't you raising your hands? It's also like Stuti is not raising her hand today. Why aren't you raising your hands? These are easy questions. Let's try one more for Vastutva Gun, then we move on to Dravyatva. Okay, the function of curtains. What is the function of curtains? Fiana.
To block light.
Block light, exactly, to block light. Now, the curtains can block light because of the curtains, yeah, Veer, bol. The curtains can block light because of
Vastutva.
Vastutva Gun, bol, Vastutva Gun.
Vastutva gun.
Very good. Clap for Veer. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, who has not understood? Raise your hand. Tit, samajh mein avi gyu? Are you understanding this? We have done it in like comprehension class, isn't it? How old are you, Tit? 9 years old.
10.
10. So you must have done this in like comprehension class, that you have to change the statement, isn't it? Have you done this in school? Yeah, Neet and Kreet are older than you, so I'm sure they've done it. Kairu shane Kreet? Yeah. Okay, fine. Veer is good. Veer is generally very good at writing. Veer, have you done this in Lambda or in like English class or in like literature class? Yes, you have. Okay, maybe Kiara, Briella might not have done it. I don't know. But I think Fiona, you have done it in school. Okay, also Briella has done it. Okay, Moksh, Tutiev, obviously they've done it. Fine. Okay. So now let's move on to the next one. Dravyatva, Kreet, read 11. Sorry, Stuti, ask your question and then Kreet read.
Yeah, so just
Loudly ball, come near the microphone.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, what's the Vastutva of matter particles of Pudgal?
What is the Vastutva of matter particles? Very good question. The Vastutva of like matter particles, because Pudgal has got many functions. Okay, but what are what are the main functions? Ras, Gandh, Varna, Sparsh, Ras, Gandha, and Varna. Okay, so these are 4, but however, let me confirm on your question. I will answer it to you by latest by tomorrow. But according to me, that the main function is to identify Ras, Gandh, Varna, Sparsh, Ras, Gandh, and Varna. However, let me just like clarify on this, and then I will answer it to you by tomorrow. Fine. Okay, next one. 11, read. No, you're not heard. Everybody needs to hear you.
Define changeability attribute. Dravyatva. A
Okay.
potential or quality by virtue of substance changes and uninterruptedly is called changeability attribute.
Fiona, read again. Your voice was not, it was breaking. Fiona, read. Dravyata.
Dravyatva, changeability.
Changeability attribute, not only change. Dravyatva goon. Bol.
Dravyatva goon.
And read, Akhi watch. Sentence watch.
Changeability. Dravyatva goon. Define changeability attribute. That potentially or quality by virtue of which the modification of a substance changes every moment continuously and uninterruptedly is called changeability attribute.
Look at the keywords. Continuously. Continuously meaning what? Have you understood, Briella, Briella and Kiara? Kiara, have you understood continuously? No stopping. Basically, in other words, no stopping. Briella, have you understood the meaning of continuously? No stopping. It means that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days in a year. So no stopping. Never, 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 never. No stopping. What is uninterruptedly? Okay, this is an example because both of you are a bit younger. For example, like the three of you are sitting in class and somebody from the back says, Briella, stand up, we have to go out. So what have they done? They've interrupted you. Have you understood, Briella? Kiara, have you understood? Let's give another example of like interruption. For example, we are doing class and the internet is poor. Like here, at times the internet is poor. So it has interrupted the class, Moksh. It has interrupted the class. Have you understood now? Because you see, like Moksh and like Stuti will obviously understand the meaning of interruption. But here now we have to understand that there is no interruption happening. Okay, so Moksh, Stuti, Veer, you have to understand this because your English is very good. However, you have to understand that there is no interruption of what is the word? Give me a second. Okay, there is the modification of a substance changes every moment, continuously and uninterruptedly. Now go to question number 3 or 4. Just go up to Pariyai. Which one is it? We are 4. Question number 4. Okay. Now what is modification? Modification is what? Pariyai. Now go back to that question, which was question number 11. So what is modification of a substance? Who can raise their hand? It's okay, don't worry. Go back to question number 4. Now pay attention. Now pay attention. You will say, oh my God, it was this easy. Look, I'm reading the question. What is modification? Modification is pariyai. Now go back to question 11. Question 11. The modification of a substance changes every moment. So what is modification? Yes, Veer.
Pariyai.
See, why only Veer and Briella? Why only 2 like students? I even pointed it out. Go back to question number 4. Moksh, why didn't you raise your hand? Okay, look at this. What is modification called in like Gujarati? Modification in Gujarati is called pariyai. Stuti, Moksh. Modification in Gujarati is called pariyai. Tirth. Dhyan up, okay? Fine. Now go back to question number 11. The modification of a substance is what again? Let me ask again. What is the modification of a substance? Moksh. Unmute fast. Pariyai. Kreetneet, what is the modification of a substance?
It's the change, so the pariyai.
Yes, good. So look, you've understood because you said it is the change. So it is pariyai, very good. So look at it is making you further understand Stuti. I think I'm not sure, but once you had asked this question, I don't remember if it was you or who it was. Okay, so Pariyai keeps on changing every moment, every second, every samay, not even second. Second has got many samay. Samay is the smallest unit of time. Who can repeat after me? Samay is the smallest unit of time. Veer, bol.
Samay is the smallest unit of time.
Now, where else have we used this word? Samay sar. Remember, what is samay? There we have used this word, samay sar. What does samay mean over there? Samay plus sar equals to samay sar. Kreet, bol. Kem tar hath ucho nath thata? Bol, jaldi, unmute.
It's the nature of the soul.
No, samay. What does samay mean over there in that context? Samay sar. Very good.
Soul.
So now have you understood? Now has everybody noticed this? Stuti, have you noticed this? Fiana, have you noticed this? Samay has got two meanings. Samay means the smallest unit of time, and samay also means soul. How many of you have noticed this? Raise your hand. Kiara, is this difficult for you? It is difficult, isn't it? Let's go a bit slowly. Stuti, have you understood this? Yes or no? Jaldi bol. How or no? Just nod. No, Stuti has not understood. Tirth, have you understood? Also, Moksh has not understood. Tirth bol, have you understood? No, I don't think so. Because you look a bit lost on your face. Okay. Now, samay, the word samay, we know the 5 books names, yeah, isn't it, Stuti and Kiara? Okay, maybe Kiara doesn't know. Samay sar. There's a book, Kiara. There's a shastra called Samay sar. Okay, there's a shastra called Samay sar. Now, when you break the word samay plus sar, veer, explain the meaning of samay alone, explain the meaning of sar alone, veer.
So Samay is like soul and Sar is like nature.
Very good, the essence or nature. So what does samay sar mean?
The nature or essence of the soul.
Very good, boy. The essence of the soul or the nature of the soul. But look, there are two meanings of the word samay. Can anybody think of any other word which has got two meanings? Can anybody think? At the moment, it is not coming into my mind to give you an example. I can't think at the moment, but can anybody else think of any other word in English, in Gujarati, in any other language that you can just give everybody an example? Bol Moksh.
I don't remember the word exactly, but up. Up has a meaning that is related to two other words. Up means
No. Leave that on the side. That will not come here. Okay, that is
I know.
no. Yeah, speak, Stuti.
There's the word right. Right can mean like a side called right, but it can also mean that you're correct.
Exactly. Look.
and also left
Right.
too.
So when you when you write WRITE, it means to write a sentence, for example. Or when you write RIGHT, it means aside, that you turn your car on the right, isn't it? So in the same way, samay has got two meanings over here. Samay is the smallest unit of time. That is the first meaning. And the second meaning is samay means soul. Okay, so now don't get confused. Neet, are you going to get confused? Stuti, now have you understood?
Yeah, miss, I understood, but I wanted to ask, are those two interrelated in any way?
No, they're not interrelated at all. Good question. They're not related at all. They're just the same word has got two different meanings. Now, now let me tell you something very interesting. Let's just put this book on the side. Just come back on the screen. Let's come back on the screen. Okay, now 1 second. Let me add these people.
More people are coming. No.
Okay.
5.
Fine. Moksh. 1 second. Okay, fine. So now like let me tell you something really interesting that you will want to know, or like maybe you will be interested after you know this. Okay, English has got approximately 5 to 10,000 words, approximately. Okay, and then there is Gujarati, which has got how many words? 20,000 to 30,000 words. Tirth. Then there's a language called Marathi, which has got approximately, I'm just giving approximate numbers, say 50,000 words. Okay. Then there's a language which we all know called Hindi. 1 minute, Moksh. There is a language called Hindi, which we all know because all these Bollywood movies are made in Hindi. So there's a language called Hindi, which has got approximately 100,000 words. Then there is a language in which we read Namokar mantra. Namokar mantra is written in Prakrit. Prakrit has got almost 300,000 words. So aren't you guys lucky to know a language called Prakrit? I mean, isn't it your fortune to know a language called Prakrit? Imagine English just has 5 to 10,000 words. Now let's see who is the smartest in this class. Can we do everything in English? Can we translate all the words of Prakrit? Like, can we really translate, for example, this is only an example, Namokar mantra properly in English? Can we translate it properly in English? We cannot. We cannot translate it properly in English because English has 5,000 words. Prakrit has got 3,000 words. Now, let me ask you another question, Kritneet. Gujarati has got approximately, Fiana, don't look down. It has got approximately 20 to 30,000 words. Can we translate everything in Gujarati to English? So can everybody clap for Fiana, Kiara, and Briella that they all are, that the three of them have started to learn Gujarati? Can everybody clap for them? You should feel proud of these three girls. કે લોકો સવારના 8 વાગ્યામાં ઉઠે છે on a Saturday, and then their clocks will also change later on. Isn't it? Their clocks will change later on. તો બી લોકો ગુજરાતી, ઓલી Kiara is only 6 years old. તો બી ઉઠી જાય છે સવારના. She's only, and obviously Moksh, Stuti, Tirth are learning in school, so also clap for them. It's not that we have forgotten you, but we are only commending these three girls because they're making a special effort to wake up early in the morning on a Saturday to learn Gujarati. So Krit, Neet, and Veer, would you like to learn Gujarati? Because we can't translate everything in English. So keep this in mind. Look, Veer, don't get stressed. Tirth, I mean, sorry, not Tirth, Kritni, don't get stressed. The understanding is more important, that we cannot translate everything in Gujarati into English. This is the only understanding that you need to develop. Okay, Veer? Okay, ask your question, Briella.
Actually, we wrote 3 letters. We wrote 3 letters.
3 letters. I didn't understand. Fiana, let her talk. I didn't understand 3 letters meaning.
Like we wrote ka, 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 and ga.
Look, today in their Gujarati class, this is what they've learned: ka, kha, and ga. It's like ABC. Ka, kha, ga. So this is what they've learned. Okay, now let's do a story. Stuti, Moksh, turn on your video. Okay, let's do a story now. Okay, what story would you like to listen to today? Stuti looks a bit tired. How was your this tournament? What tournament did you go to play? You went for a tournament, yeah?
Yeah, I went for World Scholars. It was pretty good. We qualified.
So what happens in World Scholars? Tell everybody.
Okay,
don't
World
know.
Scholars is basically a program where you're tested in like different things. You're tested in debating, you're tested in writing, and like like reading their syllabus and then doing like a multiple choice quiz about it. But then you have to do all of that individually and as a team. Like you have a team of three. So it makes you like learn teamwork and individual work and like strengthen your debate writing skills, etc.
Very good. Okay, so good to know that. And also they qualified. So like well done for that. Good girl. Okay. Now let's do a story. Which one would you like to do? Any hints or any requests? None? Yeah, ball Briella.
Story of Mahavir.
The story of Mahavir. Okay, we have done it before. How many of you remembered the story of Mahavir? And how many of you don't remember? First, how many of you remember? Raise your hand. Okay, fine. Okay, so most Neet, Kreet, and Tirth don't remember. Okay, let's do the story of Mahavir, and then next week we'll do another story. Okay, so how many names as we remembers? How many names does Mahavir have? Name all those 5 names. Unmute Veer.
Thanks, Martin.
Kiara, come in the
Veer,
picture.
Ativir, Veer, Ativir, Sanmati,
Mahavir.
Mahavir, Sanmati, and Vardman.
Very good. So Veer, it's very easy to remember. Veer, Ati Veer, Mahavir. All of them have got Veer at like the last 4 letters. Veer, Ati Veer, Mahavir. Okay, Sanmati and Vardman. Now let's like listen to the story because it's really interesting. Mahavir Bhagwan, Mahavir Bhagwan in his last birth, he was a lion. Veer, do you know this? He was a lion in his last birth. Now listen to this. This is very interesting, Kiara. Don't block Kiara because also she wants to listen, Fiana. Avija, Kiara. Okay, fine. So Mahavir Bhagwan. Okay, let's go a little bit further because Veer and the others know a little bit of the Mahavir story. Let's go a little bit further. When Rushabdev Bhagwan was there, Rushabdev Bhagwan was the first Tirthankar, isn't it, Kiara? Rushabdev Bhagwan was the first Tirthankar. Now, when Rushabdev Bhagwan was there, also Mahavir was there, born in the same family, Kritneet. He was born in the same family. His name was Marich at that name. Krit, pay attention. His name was called Marich at that time. And Marich was the son of Bharat Chakravarti. Bharat Chakravarti was the son of Rushabdev Bhagwan. So Marich's grandfather was Rushabdev Bhagwan. Has everybody understood this? Yeah. Now, what happened in like Rushabdev Bhagwan Samavasaran, Veer, somebody asked this. Who is going to be the 24th Tirthankar? So Rushabdev Bhagwan answered, this person here called Marich. Now Marich got a lot of ego. I mean, he felt really like, hurt. And I mean, he was because he was full of pride. Kiara, he thought, how can I be the 24th Tirthankar? I will show them that I will be the second Tirthankar or maybe the third Tirthankar, because he had a lot of pride in him. So he thought, how can I be the last Tirthankar? And then what did he do, Kiara and Veer? He did something really bad. He started to form several hundreds of his own religion. Then he was not listening to Rushabdev Bhagwan. And what happened? He started to form several hundreds of his own, false religions, false understanding, false beliefs, false everything. In it, everything was false, right? He started to do this. And obviously, he was not the second Tirthankar. It was only his ego. Who was the second Tirthankar? Who remembers? ऋषभ देव कल्याण कराय अजित जिनेश्वर निर्मल धाय. What is the name? Bol. Fiana. Okay, Briella.
Ajit Nath.
Ajit Nath. ऋषभ देव कल्याण कराय अजित जिनेश्वर निर्मल थाय. Then what happened to this Marichi? Obviously, he was not the second Tirthankar or the third or the fourth or the 10th or the 20th. He was the 24th. So a long time had to pass. A long time had to pass. And then what happened? Because it had to pass, he even went to Nigod. Who understands what is Nigod? Nigod is basically one sense being where the knowledge is so little and there's only pain, 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 and pain. So can you imagine, because of our ego, our pride, we can even fall down. Imagine how high he was. He was the grandson. Weird, look over here. Don't shake your body like that. Listen to the story. Here you don't have to write anything, because here you only have to listen to the story. What is the like message to take home? Because of our ego, of our pride, we fall down. And that's exactly what happened to, imagine a soul like Mahavir Bhagwan in his previous birth. So if it can happen to Mahavir, obviously it can happen to all of us, right? So then he went to Nigod, not obviously immediately after like being like marriage, but at some point he went to Nigod. At some point in that many years need, he became the first Vasudev. How many Vasudevs are there? How many Vasudevs are there? How many? Okay, fine. Let's start with how many Tirthankars are there? Bolveer.
24.
24. Tirth, how many Chakravarti are there? Quickly, Tirth.
16.
No, 12. Okay, now how many Vasudev, Prati Vasudev, and Balbhadra are there each? Yes, Neet.
9.
9 each. So who was the last Vasudev? Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna was the last Vasudev. He was the 9th Vasudev. Who was the first Vasudev? The first Vasudev was the Jeev, was the soul of Mahavir Bhagwan. So which gun is this talking about? Astitva, Vastutva, Dravyatva. We have learned 3 today. Today we have learned 3. So which one is this talking about? Think. Let's see who is the smartest. Bol Stuti.
Is it Astitva, the
It is
existence of the
Astitva.
soul?
Exactly. Look, Mahavir Bhagwan was there before. Mahavir Bhagwan will continue to be there. He keeps on changing bodies. First, he was in the body of Marich. Then he became the first Vasudev called Tripushta Vasudev. His name was Tripushta. At that time, his name was Tripushta. Now, Kreet, I have a question for you. Can we bow down to Tripushta, to like Tripushta saying that no, one day he will be the 24th Tirthankar called Mahavir? Can we bow down to him as a Tirthankar or as a god? I can't hear you. You have to talk near the microphone. No, you cannot bow down to Tripushta. That is the answer. Tirt, have you understood? Veer, have you understood why we don't call Shri Krishna Bhagwan? Because Shri Krishna will be a Tirthankar later on. So now, like, let's see how many of you have understood this. If you have understood this, raise your hand. Can you bow down to Tripushta saying that he will be Mahavir Bhagwan in his, after many lives later? So can we bow down to him right now? Say yes or say no. No. So the same question, can we call Shri Krishna Bhagwan? Can we call him a Bhagwan? Say yes or no. We can't call him a Bhagwan. We cannot call him a Bhagwan. Now let's move on with the story. Now he becomes Tripushta Vasudev. Then in one of his life, he becomes a Muniraj. He becomes a Muniraj in his, and over there, so this Muniraj was in the previous birth before he became Tripushta Vasudev. Okay, Kreet. Now what happened? Now listen to this. Now we get angry. Now here the concept of angry is getting there. And where did it take this Muniraj? Now, when we get angry, do we go up or do we go down? We go down. Priyala is doing like this. We go down. Okay, so we go down. Now, fine. Moksh, Stuti, and Tirth have not learned this. But in which Gunastan is a Muniraj? Raise your hand. Neat.
6th or 7th.
6th or 7th. And in which Gunastan is somebody who has got Samyak Darshan living in the house? Krith. 4th Gunastan. Okay, now listen to this Jeev. Now, Veer, what happened when Mahavir Bhagwan, in like a later life, he became a Muniraj? So he was doing tapasya, and something happened at that time. Like I'm just telling you because now it's already time. Something happened. And what happened is this Muniraj died in a lot of anger. He died in like a lot of anger. Fiona gets angry very quickly. Fiona, when you get angry very quickly, do you go up or do you go down? You go down. Now, what happens to this Muniraj? Imagine he was in 6th or 7th Gunistan, Veer. He dies with this strong resolution in his mind. Like what does resolution mean, Briella? It means that he dies with this strong intention, with this strong desire. In my next life, this person who hurt me, I'm going to hurt them. He dies with that anger. He dies with so much anger. Then what happens? He is born, Fiana, he is born as Tripushta Vasudev. He's born as Tripushta. Imagine he was in 6th or 7th Gunistan. He could have easily attained Kevargnan and taken moksha, gone to 13th Gunistan. He drops to 4th Gunistan. He drops to 4th Gunistan. He becomes a Vasudev. Look, he has dropped because of his anger. How many of us want to do anger? How many of us want to do anger? Nobody wants to. How many of us want to have ego? Like the way how like Marichi had ego, that I will be the 2nd Tirthankar. How can I be 24th Tirthankar? No, like nobody wants ego. Now let's quickly move on with the story. Now he becomes a Vasudev. So Vasudev obviously will fight in his life because that is the role of a Vasudev. He will always fight with the Prati Vasudev. And when a Vasudev and a Prati Vasudev fight, where do they go? Where do they both go? We have learned this. Fiana.
They go to Nark or hell.
They go to Narak. Look, they further drop. This Jeev of Mahavir, Krith, he was in 6th or 7th Gunistan. He drops to what Gunistan? He drops to 4th Gunistan. He becomes a Vasudev. Because of his anger, Tirth, where does he go? He goes to hell. Kiara, will you get angry very quickly with Fiana? No. Fiana, will you get very angry with Kiara? Because both of you will drop. Okay, Kiara and Fiana, both of you will drop. So now where does he drop, Krith? Krith, he drops from 4th Gunistan to 1st Gunistan. Isn't it sad, Veer, that he had reached 7th Gunistan? It's like saying a boy in standard 7 or like in year 7. How embarrassing if he has to go back to year 1 with those little kids. So embarrassing, isn't it, Moksh? That like a boy in 7th grade has to go down to 1st grade. How embarrassing. I mean, just the thought of us will make us so shy that how can I sit with these small kids? Okay, so he drops. Now, this is the short form of the previous lives of Mahavir Bhagwan. So what lessons have you learned from this? And then in the next class, I will tell you the story of Mahavir Bhagwan. But what lessons have you all learned? Let's start with Mok. Okay, let's start with Veer because he's raised his hand. Then we go around.
Don't get angry all the time.
And anything else you learned?
Don't have too much ego.
Good. So he has learned 2 things. Neat, what have you learned?
Don't have too much ego.
Okay, so that is what Neet has learned. Krith, what have you learned? All of you can even repeat answers and even give your own individual answers.
I have learned that you
be selfish, like said he's going to
He was not selfish. He was not selfish.
like he wanted to be the second Tirthankar.
Okay, fine. So you learned that. Okay. Tirth, what did you learn?
I learned that do not have so much greed and so much ego and anger.
Okay. Let's start with Kiara. Kiara, what have you learned? Ball. Don't fight in class. Ball. Fiana, leave her alone. Speak, Kiara.
Eager and do not be mad.
Do not be mad. Okay, fine. Fiana, what have you learned?
Don't be mad and don't have ego.
Okay. And Kiara, Briella.
Don't have ego or anger and be happy what you have.
Okay. And Stuti?
Did not try to defy like Tirthankar's teachings
Good.
or his predictions.
Very good. Very good. Very good observation. Anything else, Stuti? I can't hear you.
Yeah, apart from that, the same. Do not be egoistic, pride, or angry.
Okay. Moksh?
Do not be egoistic or cruel to other people and start forming false things.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Fine. So all of you have learned not to be angry and not to be egoistic. Stuti mentioned a very, very important point. Tirthankar Bhagwan has got Keval Gnan. He's got complete knowledge. What percentage of his knowledge do we have? We only 1%. Only 1%. So we should not defy the teachings of Mahavir Bhagwan or of any Tirthankar, not Mahavir Bhagwan, of any Tirthankar. Anybody who has attained Keval Gnan, if they tell us something, we should respect it that they've got 100% knowledge. One point that nobody mentioned was that Marichi was unhappy because he went from body to body to body to body to body. Why? Because he was not looking at the soul. He didn't accept I am a soul. He didn't firmly accept that. So he kept to, otherwise he could have attained moksha like Rishabdev Bhagwan's time. And instead he had false ego. Second Tirthankar, third Tirthankar, 24th Tirthankar. He didn't think in this way. Oh my God, 24th Tirthankar, so much time is remaining. Why don't I just look at the soul right now, Briella, and attain moksha right now and attain infinite happiness? Look, he didn't think like that. So where is infinite happiness? Infinite happiness is only and only in the soul, which eventually this G, first he became Marichi, then he became this Narayan, then he became this Muniraj. First he was Muniraj, then he became this Narayan, then he was a lion. And then finally it clicked to him, oh my God, I am a soul. I've got infinite happiness and I'm just wasting my time. Okay, so now just a second, let me go off live.